What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Today, back out in the garage. Got another little project to do on my 2020 Pro XP. It's a cool product I want to show you guys. The folks over at EcoXgear sent us out a 26-inch Sound Extreme soundbar. It's got 500 watt peak power. It's waterproof, sandproof, shockproof, snowproof, hopefully Jeremy proof. Of course, like most soundbars, it is a Bluetooth soundbar. They do have the aux-in cord if that's how you roll. Cool thing about them that I noticed, it's not something we can test because it requires you having multiple soundbars or a soundbar and their sub or whatever combination of their equipment. They have something called the EcoCast, and you can stream your tunes to a bunch of their soundbars at the same time if you wanted to. That could be something appealing to someone with like a 4-seater that might want to run 2 soundbars and a sub, something like that. We're not going to be using that feature, but it is something cool from them that you can do depending on how you're setting up your stereo in your side-by-side. Hell, you can use these on a boat if you want. Anything. It's waterproof. So anything that sees elements that you need tunes on, you can use their stuff for and use that feature if you want to run multiples. It's got the RGB party lights, and that's cool because my name's Rod and I like to party.
My name is Rod and I like to party.
And then on the back of the soundbar, there's like a little LED light strip. So you can choose a white, amber, or a red light that you can have on. You can have that on in combination with the little party lights or one or the other, which is a cool feature. I lead our pack, and I have blacked out Amazon taillights. So if I can have that little amber light strip on the back, Steph can maybe follow me easier. It is a neat feature to have if you need to get something out of your toolbox or see in the back of you. You can change it to white and you can illuminate the ass end of your machine. Let's quit talking about a box. Let's take a look inside and get this bad boy installed. Got your control panel. We'll play with this more once it's hooked up. If you're using your phone for Bluetooth and you don't have a charging option, you put this on, now you do. Got a little USB port here. Here's that LED strip I was talking about in the back. All your other lights are kind of backlights to all your speakers. You have a sub on each end. And you got these here are all mids. And then 2 little tweeters here for 8 speakers total. And then as you can see, all your wiring kind of pops out right here. This will be your main power source. And then that's what this little harness goes to. You can see the plug there. You plug that in, gives you a nice waterproof connection. Run this to your battery. You've already got your fusible link built in. Comes with the fuse and everything, so you're set to go. Wiring on this thing will be super simple. I know some people don't like wiring and just don't want to do it, but this one is going to be real easy. They also have this one here too with another waterproof connection, and then you get this little pigtail with it. You can plug that in, and then it's a power out, so you can kind of piggyback something else off of this, which is a neat option. We're not going to use that today, but you never know down the line. You have an aux out, and then you got a aux in for people that don't want to use the Bluetooth. They just want to plug it in with the regular aux cord, the 3.5 millimeter like headphone jack style. You even get a little remote with it, which is cool because it'll be behind me, and most people it'll probably be behind you if you're doing the side-by-side deal. So I can go boop, 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 and don't have to reach back. And they give you the little silicone doohickey to protect the remote. You can also control the LED strip in the back and then your party lights. So the mounting on this for most people is going to be super simple. You got a couple options. They got a bunch of 1/4 holes on this top rail here. So if you're hanging it up above you, you could bolt through a bar. That's probably going to be an application that's not side by side, or if it is and you're getting creative, you have the options. You could hang it up like that straight from this bar if you wanted to. Most people are going to use these pieces. There's teeth all around here and on the inside of here. And depending on how you're mounting it, you can put it here and it locks in, here and it locks in. And once you have it in position, you can screw it down. So as far as mounting goes, my situation's a little different. Most people are going to figure out where they want it, put these on in the position they want, and then you can see how it's kind of curved here. You would run these hose clamps and rubber sleeve over that and on your roll bar, and that's it. It's hung. All you have to do is wire next. So that'll work great for most people. For me, I have different preferences on where I want it, and the aftermarket cage make it a little bit limited on where I can hang it up, which is fine because I don't really like it up above my head. That's just me, that's my preference. So you'll see on mine, I got these little pieces of aluminum, and they're little brackets that I made to mount it lower. So I'll get these on, and then I'll show you how I'm mounting mine, and we'll wire it up and check her out. So my best option is right here. You got these 2 holes that are kind of like that lock and ride deal that I don't use. So it works out where I can just drop her on like this. Like that. So now this hole here lines up with that, and I can run hardware through. And same thing on this side. And that's kind of how I did the last one, and it held it in real good. I know it covers the coolant filler, which is fine. I can easily undo this and slide it out of the way if I got to add coolant, so it's no big deal. But that's kind of what it's going to look like. And then from in the cab, that's what we're looking at. All right, everyone's mounting situation will be different, so I'm going to go ahead and get that bolted down. But you get the idea. Most factory roll cages, you'll be able to just mount it right up there. My situation's different, and my preference is different, so I'll catch back up with you when we're ready to wire this thing in.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So this is going to be my final product for mounting. Just like strapping stuff down, if you give it a wiggle and say, that ain't going nowhere, it's usually good. So that ain't going nowhere. So for wiring, super simple, like I've said. First, I'm going to take this harness. I'm going to kind of run it where I want it. And then I think I'm going to go through the hole for the factory speaker mount. And then up to here, and then kind of see where I want to run it down here. Alright, it was a tight fit, but we got her through. So that's going to plug in up here. And then we're just going to run the wire, and I'll zip tie it nicely, run it down to the battery. So I didn't run it yet, as you can see, now it's black. I decided, most of the wiring I do, I like to wrap the wires in harness tape. So I went ahead, did that. Probably not something you have to do. That's just Jeremy preference. That's how I like to do my wiring. They also give you a little battery tester, so you can hook it up to your battery, and then you can touch it here. There's a little warning label, another warning label that I cut off and didn't read, and then decided to go back. But it's a green is good, red is not good. If it comes up red, they're saying you need a converter. I don't think we'll have a problem, but they have that tag on there so you don't ruin your new soundbar. Alright guys, I'm gonna finish fishing the wires through, zip tying them up, and then I'll come back at you when we're ready to hook it up to the battery.
2 very boring minutes later.
I got the wiring ran the way I wanted to. So now we're gonna hook them up. I unplugged the soundbar itself so we can hook up the power. And we'll try that little tester out because I know most normal people will read instructions and follow them. So we'll do it the correct way. Not the somewhat haggard way. And that's it. Another thing I saw on their website, if you're not into wiring or maybe you kind of want it to be portable, I noticed they did have something pretty unique. They have a soundbar like this, but it takes a rechargeable battery pack. So I think they said you get like 20 hours with it not blasting. That's not bad if you just need like a portable soundbar. For this application, obviously, I'm going to hardwire it because it's just going to stay there. But I figured I'd let you know it is an option that I thought was kind of unique. The wiring was pretty simple. Ran it through here. And then I just have it run down this bar and then onto the harness and then through this hole here and to the batteries. So we're using the tester. It's lighting up green. I hope you can see it. So we're good to go. We can plug it in and test it out. Got our little remote. Got to hold the power button.
Ready to connect. Speaker mode.
Gonna go into our Bluetooth. I'm sure there's instructions on this. I didn't read them as usual. Let's see. Comes up EcoXgear SE26, so that's
Your
it.
phone is connected.
And like she said, the phone's connected. So now we get to just start playing with it. First, we'll see how it sounds. Just gotta find your favorite song. Oh, cut. I know you get sound bars and you listen to your normal music that you like, but this is YouTube, so we gotta find a nice royalty-free banger.
And I'm still right at my best. Make them all feel so pressed. Yeah, but that's the test. If you wanna be the best, it ain't easy, it's a mess. If you wanna have success, you keep going like possessed. Drive it deep into your chest. Every failure is a test. Learn the most, leave the rest. Ain't nobody know what I've been through.
So it passes the initial sound test. It was maxed out volume-wise. Everything's clear. It sounds good. It doesn't seem to be the loudest thing I've ever heard, but that might not matter. What really matters is if you can hear it, it sounds good while you're driving the machine. That's all that really matters. So we still have to do that testing, but before we do that, I was going to show you some of the functions with the lights and stuff. Those lights, you can keep them solid, or you can have them kind of dance to the music as you saw, and they were changing colors, and it looked pretty cool. So here's that back LED strip. You can control this right off your little remote. There's a button for it. Turn it on. You got red, yellow, white, a dimmer white, and red again. You can shut it off. You can have this on. While you have these on as well, and same thing, you have a separate button for these, so you can turn them on and off, change your colors. I guess we got nothing left to do but put it back together and test it out, playing music while driving the machine, and see how it sounds. So we're going to do a little camera slap, and then boom, we'll be at dude's house doing this test. All right, camera slap. All right, guys, so we got the EcoXgear Sound Extreme 26-inch soundbar behind me. We installed it yesterday. The weather conditions are not great, but I want to see how it sounds when we're driving the machine. We're not going to be on a real trail, but this will give us a good idea on how you can hear the music over motor noise. So we're going to take a few rips up and down dude's yard with it blaring and see how she sounds. Under full throttle, it definitely drowns out the music, but I am listening to copyright-free music on YouTube, like as a YouTube video. So I think if you do stuff like Spotify, it's a little louder. And the other thing is my exhaust is significantly louder than stock. For what we do, like what we prefer is like the slower technical trails. Yeah, you're gonna hear this thing perfectly. So I'm gonna do more testing. I'll give you guys updates. We're gonna be going to Tennessee in a couple weeks, so I'll really get to test it when we're there. So my thoughts on this soundbar: it seems really well made. A lot of the wiring is really well thought out, in my opinion. I like how it's put together. For what I wanted, this is gonna work out awesome. So I'm really happy with it. Shout out to EcoXgear for sending this out to us. We like doing stuff like this. It's fun. I'll have a link to this soundbar and to their website in general in the description below. And thank you guys so much for watching, for checking out the G-Life UTV affiliate link that is also in the description below. That helps us out. And for liking, commenting, subscribing. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Oh, thank you, Mrs.